Today, I'll share my picks for the best player from each NHL team for the 2024 season. This list does not include goalies, so let's waste no time at all and jump straight into it. Starting off with the Anaheim Ducks, it was pretty close between Troy Terry and Trevor Zegras, but I'm going with Troy Terry. Zegras might be more skilled, but Terry just produces more points. In 2023, Terry scored 23 goals and 61 total points in 70 games. In his career, he has 176 points in 274 games, and he is a two-time NHL All-Star. Next up, we have the Arizona Coyotes, and this one isn't even close. The only right answer is Clayton Keller. In the 2023 season, Keller was over a point per game with 86 points in a full 82 games. He also scored 37 goals, which is pretty impressive. And in his career, he has 342 points in 442 games. Keller is also a three-time NHL All-Star. Next, we have the 2023 President Trophy winners, Boston Bruins. And for the Bruins, I'm going with David Pastrnak. In 2023, Pastrnak scored a very impressive 113 points in a full 82 games and scored 61 goals. He is over a point per game in his career as well, with 617 points in 592 games. He won the Rocket Richard in 2020 for most goals with 48. Pastrnak was also a finalist for both the Hart and the Ted Lindsay at the 2023 NHL Awards, and is a three-time NHL All-Star. Next up, we have the Buffalo Sabres, and I'm going with Rasmus Dahlin. Tage Thompson is a pretty close second, but I would rather have Dahlin on my team. In 2023, Dahlin scored 15 goals and 58 assists for 73 total points in 78 games. In his entire career, he has 233 points in 355 games, and he is a two-time NHL All-Star. Next, we have Elias Lindholm for the Calgary Flames. If we're basing this off of their entire careers, it's Huberdeau by far, but he had a pretty rough season last year. In 2023, Lindholm scored 22 goals and 42 assists for 64 points in 80 games. He also has 513 total career points in 743 games. Lindholm has never been an NHL All-Star, but he definitely deserves to be one. Next up are the Carolina Hurricanes, and I'm going with Sebastian Aho. Aho played 75 games last season and scored 36 goals and 31 assists for 67 total points. He was also very good in the 2023 playoffs with 12 points in 15 games. In his career, he has a very impressive 468 points in 520 games. He is also a two-time NHL All-Star. Next up, we have the Chicago Blackhawks, and for now, I'm going with Taylor Hall. By the end of the season, it will probably be Connor McDavid, but he hasn't even played in the NHL yet, so I'm going with Hall. Last season, playing for the Boston Bruins, Hall scored 16 goals and 20 assists for 36 points in 61 games. In 2018, he won the Hart Trophy with 93 points in 76 games. He's also a five-time NHL All-Star. Next up, we have the Colorado Avalanche, which is a very tough one, but I'm going with Nathan MacKinnon. If I had to pick one player that would want on my team, it would be Cale Makar, but right now, I think MacKinnon is slightly better. In 2023, MacKinnon scored 111 points in 71 games and 42 goals. In his career, he's over a point per game with 759 points in 709 games. He won the Calder Trophy in 2014, the Lady Byng in 2020, and the Stanley Cup in 2022. He's also a six-time NHL All-Star. For the Columbus Blue Jackets, we have Patrick Laine. Laine scored 22 goals and 30 assists for 52 points in 55 games last season. In his career, he has 379 total points in 462 games and 198 points, so he will reach the 200-goal milestone this season. Laine was an NHL All-Star in 2017 and was the Rookie of the Month in February 2017. Next up, we have the Dallas Stars, and I'm going with Jason Robertson. Robertson was elite last season with 109 points in a full 82 games and was pretty close to 50 goals with 46. Robertson is only 24 years old and already elite, and he'll only get better from here. In his career, he has 234 points in 210 games, so he's over a point per game in his career. Robertson was a 2023 NHL All-Star and was on the All-Rookie team in 2021. From the Detroit Red Wings, we have the captain, Dylan Larkin. Larkin was super close to a point per game last year, with 79 points in 80 games, and was a 30-goal scorer with 32. In his career, he has 437 points in 584 games. Larkin is a 3-time NHL All-Star, and was the Rookie of the Month for November 2015. In the 2016 NHL All-Star competition, Larkin set the record for the fastest All-Star lap with a time of 13.172 seconds. Next, we have the Edmonton Oilers, and we have the best player in the world, Connor McDavid. Last year, McDavid became the 6th player ever to reach 150 points in a single season, doing it with 153. He also scored an incredible 64 goals, which is the 26th most goals in a single season ever. In his career, McDavid has scored 850 points in just 569 games, so he's well over a point per game. And he also has the 4th highest career points per game ever, with 1.431. McDavid has been an NHL All-Star 6 times and was on the All-Rookie team in 2016. He is a 3-time fastest skater competition winner and has won many awards over his career. He's won the Art Ross 5 times, the Ted Lindsay 4 times, the Hart 3 times, and the Rocket Richard in 2023. For the Florida Panthers, we have one of the best players of the 2023 playoffs, Matthew Tkachuk. In the 2023 regular season, he scored an amazing 40 goals and 69 assists for 109 points in 79 games. In the 2023 playoffs, he scored 24 points in 20 games and was a Stanley Cup finalist. In his career, Tkachuk has been able to put up an impressive 491 points in 510 games. For the LA Kings, I have Kevin Fiala. Last year, Fiala was barely over a point per game, with a career high of 72 points in 69 games. In his career, he has scored 355 points in 488 games. And Fiala is a 1-time NHL All-Star, where he featured in 2023. For the Minnesota Wild, I have Kirill Kaprizov. Kaprizov has been elite ever since he entered the league and has 234 points in 203 games. In 2023, Kaprizov scored 75 points in 76 games and 40 goals. And in 2020, he was even better with 108 points in 81 games. Kaprizov won the Calder Trophy for the top NHL rookie in 2021 and was on the All-Rookie team. He's also a 2-time NHL All-Star. For the Montreal Canadiens, it was pretty close between Cole Caulfield and Nick Suzuki, but I ended up going with the captain, Nick Suzuki. Caulfield is the better goal scorer, but Suzuki is the more complete player. Suzuki played a full 82 games last season and put up 26 goals and 40 assists for 66 points. Suzuki is also a 2-time NHL All-Star, and he was on the 2020 All-Rookie team. For the Nashville Predators, I have one of the top NHL defensemen, Roman Josi. In 2023, Josi scored 59 points in 76 games, which is very good for a defenseman. In his career, Josi played in 827 games and scored 601 points. He won the Norris Trophy in 2020 and is a 4-time NHL All-Star. Next up, we have the New Jersey Devils, and we have Jack Hughes. Hughes really became elite in 2023 and scored 99 points in 78 games and 43 goals. In his career, he scored 207 points in 244 games. He's also a 2-time NHL All-Star. Hughes went from having one of the worst NHL rookie seasons for a first overall pick of all time to being a top NHL player. For the New York Islanders, I have Matthew Barzal. Barzal scored 51 points in 58 games in 2023 and has a total of 362 career points in 420 career games. Barzal was amazing in his rookie season with 85 points in 82 games and won the Calder Trophy. He's also a 2-time NHL All-Star and was the Rookie of the Month in January of 2018. Next up, we have the New York Rangers, and I have Adam Fox, who is a Norris finalist in 2023. Fox scored 72 points in a full 82 games last season. In his career, he has a very good 235 points in 285 games. Fox is also a 2-time NHL All-Star. And in 2021, Fox won the Norris Trophy for the best NHL defenseman. Next up, we have the Ottawa Senators, and I'm going with Tim Stützle. In 2023, Stützle had an incredible year with 90 points in 78 games and 39 goals, which is very impressive, especially for a 21-year-old. In his 210 career NHL games, Stützle has put up 177 points, and he was the Rookie of the Month for February in 2021. For the Philadelphia Flyers, I have Travis Konecny. In 2023, Konecny was just over a point per game with 61 points in 60 games, and he was a 30-goal scorer. In his career, he has 332 points in 488 games, which is pretty decent. Konecny was also a 2020 NHL All-Star. For the Pittsburgh Penguins, I have Sidney Crosby. In 2023, he played a full 82 games and scored 93 points. Crosby has never been under a point per game in his career and currently has 1,502 points in 1,190 games and 550 goals. Crosby has won many awards in his career, which are the Art Ross twice, the Rocket Richard twice, the Ted Lindsay 3 times, the Hart twice, the Mark Messier Leadership Award, 3 Stanley Cups, and 2 Conn Smythe trophies. Crosby has been a 9-time NHL All-Star and was on the All-Rookie team in 2006. Next up, we have the San Jose Sharks, and I'm going with Logan Couture. In his full 82-game season in 2023, he scored 27 goals and 67 total points. In his career, he has exactly 700 points in 927 NHL games. Couture is a 2-time NHL All-Star and was the captain of the All-Rookie team in 2011. Next up, we have the newest NHL team, the Seattle Kraken, and I'm going with Jared McCann. McCann scored a very impressive 40 goals and 30 assists for 70 points in 79 games. McCann is fairly underrated and is a very good goal scorer. In his career, McCann has scored 275 points in 506 games. Next up, we have the St. Louis Blues, which is loaded with underrated players, but I'm going with Pavel Buchnevich. Buchnevich was over a point per game in 2023 with 67 points in 63 games. And in his career, he has 338 points in 437 games. For the Tampa Bay Lightning, I have Nikita Kucherov. Kucherov is one of the best players in the league and scored 113 points in 82 games last season. He's over a point per game in his career as well, with 729 points in 644 games. Kucherov is one of the best playmakers in the league and won the Art Ross, the Ted Lindsay, the Hart, 2 Stanley Cups, and he's also a 4-time NHL All-Star. Next up, for the Toronto Maple Leafs, I have Austin Matthews. Matthews is one of the best goal scorers in the league, and in 2023 he had a bit of an off year, but still put up a very good 40 goals and 85 total points in 74 games. In 2022, he won the Rocket Richard with 60 goals in 73 games. He's also over a point per game in his career with 542 points in 481 games. He also won the Rocket Richard in 2021, the Ted Lindsay, the Hart, the Calder, and is a 6-time NHL All-Star. For the Vancouver Canucks, I have Elias Pettersson. In 2023, Pettersson reached the 100-point milestone for the first time with 102 points in 80 games. In his career, he's just under a point per game with 323 points in 325 games. Pettersson won the Calder Trophy in 2019 and was on the All-Rookie team. He's also a 3-time NHL All-Star. Next up, we have the Stanley Cup champions Las Vegas Golden Knights, and I'm going with Jack Eichel. In the 2023 season, Eichel put up 66 points in 67 games and was elite in the playoffs with 26 points in 22 games. In his entire career, Eichel has scored 446 points in 476 games. Eichel is a 3-time NHL All-Star and was on the 2016 All-Rookie team. Next up, for the Washington Capitals, I have possibly the best goal scorer of all time, Alexander Ovechkin. Ovechkin was over a point per game in 2023 with 75 points in 73 games, and he's still going strong with 42 goals. In his career, he has 822 goals, which is good for second all-time, along with 1,485 points in 1,347 games. Ovi has won the Art Ross, the Rocket Richard 9 times, the Ted Lindsay 3 times, the Hart 3 times, the Stanley Cup, the Conn Smythe, and the Calder Trophy. He's a 13-time NHL All-Star and was on the All-Rookie team in 2006. And last but certainly not least, we have the Winnipeg Jets, and I'm going with Kyle Connor. Connor scored 80 points in a full 82 games last season and 31 goals. In his career, he has scored a very good 424 points in 466 games. Connor won the Lady Byng in 2022 and was an NHL All-Star that same year. That will finally do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys agree with my picks, and if you disagree with any of them, let me know in the comments down below which player you would choose for that team that you disagreed with. But yeah, that's the video. See you guys next time.